Alright, I just wanted to quickly go through and show you how you might be able to use the DXF file you have created. A DXF means drawing exchange file. It's pretty much the most general basic file you can get for 2D drawing like you have. Should work in pretty much any software. The only danger would be that if they create the DXF file in, let's say, AutoCAD 2015 and we're using BobCAD release that is older than that, then it might not open it. So they might just have to save this DXF file to an older version like AutoCAD 2000 or something like that, just so BobCAD will open it. But once you have BobCAD open, to open this DXF file, all you need to do is just go to File and Open. File, Open, and then you go to wherever, navigate to wherever you saved it, and make sure you click this, because right now it's only looking for BobCAD type files. So click the drop down and go to All Files, and you'll see now I get more options. So here's the drawing I want to actually use. I'll say OK to that, and actually it was already rotated. So I already rotated this thing. Let's say that I wanted to when it came in from the email, it was aligned with the y-axis, so I rotated it down so it would be aligned with the x-axis. The longest side would be parallel with the x-axis. So first thing I did was I went to Utilities and Utilities and Rotate, not Rotate 3D, and I'm rotating it around the z-axis, so z is pointing straight at you, so it's going to just rotate it around that 90 degrees. Let's say I wanted to go -90 and put it back where it was. Always pay attention to these prompts down here. It's telling you to set your data entry parameters and select all the entities or rotate, and then right click and OK it. Well, here are my parameters. It's 90 degrees around the Z, and I'm going to pick the point, but for now I'll just draw a box around everything and right click and OK. Then just for now input the selection I wish to rotate. So it says click a snap point on the rotation axis or hold shift. So if I hold the shift key and I pick a line, I get these nodes, and then whichever node highlights, that's where I would be rotating it from. So right now if I pick that, it's going to give me a preview of -90. Let's right click and say OK to that, and you'll see it rotates everything -90 degrees. So depending on how you wanted to go about doing it, if you want to align to the y or the x-axis, that's up to you and how you do things. One more thing, in easy pan function is if you hold the, well, I'll escape out of this. Easy pan function, if you hold the control key down and the roller ball on your mouse, come on, and this happens where you lost things, you can hit F and it'll fit to screen. If you're in, sometimes works better than others. It's just being slow right now. But if you hold the control key down and then you click your roller ball in the middle of your mouse, you should get a real-time pan function, which is awfully helpful. But my computer is just being slow. I'll escape out of this. So what you could do now is do everything you've done before. This is just geometry, and the reason I said it'd be easier to get the CAD files so that you don't have to redraw this, and so that it's the customer geometry, so any mistake made in the geometry would not be on you guys in redrawing it. It would just be actually what they had drawn. So now you could go through and you could make contours if you wanted to. So you could go to Other, Contour, you know, depending if you want to go clockwise or counterclockwise, depending if you wanted to keep the slug or you're keeping the hole. So if we hit shift and left click, that'll update the whole thing. And you do the same thing for here, and right click and OK it, and you'll see that, come on, yeah, it's just being extremely slow, that now you've got a highlighted contour here with a definite start point. Yeah, I mean, so there's nothing else really we need to go over at this point. If you know how to rotate it and you can get the geometry model from the customer in DXF form, that's probably the easiest way. You should know how to open that model. Also, you'll see that from their drawing over here, these are what's known as layers. So sometimes it's easier to, if there's geometry you don't want, I mean, you certainly could delete it, but if you can tell which layer it's on, you can also just turn the layer off. Kind of keep turning them off here until some things go away. There we go. So center points went away. Center line went away. Yep, definitely want to keep that one. Somewhere in here I would think the dimensions would go away. Nope. So the layers just are an easier way to organize your stuff. This is coming in default because of the model that they drew in the first place. So that'll be hit or miss, but you can create your own layers and put things on your own layers. And there are plenty of Bobcat videos on YouTube to show you how to do those types of things. So I think for now I gave you enough info that really you can just go about doing what you need to do with this part. Just do everything you've done before as far as assigning the right post processor, which yours should default to. You know, creating the cycles to do what you want. I mean, all your cycles are pretty much the same anyway, so you can just, you know, create those in your cam tree as you've done before. Hopefully this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.